Alright, in this next video, I'm gonna just turn this transmitter normally, without pressing any buttons. And this is the default screen that you see in this transmitter. It has the battery, bar telling you how much battery do you have. It's telling you it has 9.5 volts left. It shows you the elevator trim here, aileron trim, rudder trim, and then the throttle trim over here. I guess 12.5 millisecond frame rate is just something which is standard, which is going to be embedded over here. This down timer is something that we would discuss later. Similarly, if you turn on your DX7, it has a similar kind of menu here. It has the battery and stuff like that. So let's see how the trim works. So you give a rudder trim on the right and see how the voice changes. And you know that you're on center. And then when you move it again on the left, it will change in a different way. See? Alrighty. So it's the same for all type of trim settings that you want to give. To go in the menu for this transmitter or for DX7 as well, you just press these two buttons together, and the first menu that you get is the dual rate and Expo menu. Just to show you guys, it's the same menu that you get in a Spectrum DX7. So you can just imagine that, more or less most of the menu functions are the same as a DX7. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to keep this aside, and we're just going to focus on the RCB7X now. Okay, so this menu shows us the the dual rate and Expo function for our. Right now it shows aileron. If we select it from dual rate, or increase and decrease, we can see rudder, we can see elevator, and then we're back to aileron. Right now it has a linear line, but you can adjust it as per your need. I'm not gonna do an explanation of this feature, but it's just to show you that this is a menu, an excellent menu to add an Expo to your or dual rates to your models, and these are assigned by the switches. So for example, this is what you see here is an aileron DR switch, and you turn it to position 1. So before it was showing position 0, now it's position 1. So any settings made in here will be for position 1. Alright, the next menu is auto dual rate. This is something that you can just basically attach it to your flight modes. So in a normal flight mode, if you want it at a position 1 or a position 0, you can just select it accordingly. Reversing switch, channel reversing for servos or throttle. So this is your just to change the way your servo works in normal or reverse mode. It's channel reversing. Okay, the next one is subtrims. This is an excellent option in a transmitter to add or give out subtrims, normally used for adding, for centering your servos. Travel adjust, or ATVs, endpoint adjustments. This is to ensure that your model, your servo moves the required amount that you need. If it's too much, you can reduce it. If it's less, you can increase it. Normally in DX7 it goes to 150. Let's see, this goes, yeah, so it goes till 150 as well. Okay, the next function is a swash mix. In swash mix, I have selected 3 servos, 120-degree swash plate, as a heli has 3 servos to handle the swash, which is also called collective pitch mixing, CCPM. So by default it has 60, 60 and 60, which is standard. It has Expo as inhibited, So you can, you will have to watch Finless Bob's videos to understand more of it, but this is an excellent feature in a transmitter. Throttle hold is for cutting off power, and you can change the switch. I have put it as a rudder DR switch, which is on the top right hand side. When you flick it, it will say on. When you flick it, it will say off. And your hold percentage minus 10%. So I want to ensure sometimes, some motors draw current, as in when you turn it on or off. So it's better to keep it, by default it's 5%, but I tend to keep it at 10%. Okay, the next is the throttle curves. So right now what we can see is blinking is normal throttle curve, which tends to show a linear curve. Then we have stunt mode 1 and stunt mode 2 throttle curve. Then we have pitch curves, normal, stunt mode 1, stunt mode 2, and we have the hold pitch curve, throttle hold. We have the Rivo mix, which I don't touch personally. You have to watch YouTube videos to understand what Rivo mix is. Gyro sensitivity auto. You have rate mode. You can put it on stunt mode for different types of gyro sensitivity options. By default, it has 0 sensitivity. Program mixes, again, I don't touch. These are inhibited for advanced flyers, but it's good to know that this transmitter has the option. Now this is very nice feature, which is the timer function. Right now I have put it as down timer, and I've put it as 1 minute, and the switch that I've selected is adjust. So what happens is I have to start the timer before I'm flying. I click on the adjust switch at the bottom, or the decrease, and you see the timer starts. Now I click it again and the timer stops. I press the clear key, it turns back to 1 minute. I can change that if I tend to forget every time that to turn on the downtime timer. I go into this menu again, I press select, I come to the switch selector, and I change it to throttle idle. By default 10%. You can change the idle percentage as well if you wish. So the amount of percentage that you select is when the timer is going to start, as in when you move your throttle stick. So you go back now, you press on adjust, nothing will happen. But however, once you move your throttle stick above 10%, you see how the timer starts. You bring it back, it stops. You take it again, see, it starts again. Excellent feature. I love this feature. Alright, so let's go back. This is the timer feature. Then we have your, what do you call this, is a monitor function. And a monitor function shows you the movement. If it's centering, it's very good to check the centering of all sticks and everything. If it's moving to a proper direction, you can see if the travel adjusts as well, or if it's 100% or less. And then we have, you're back to the main menu. That's the first one. You can also press select and up to see a list of menus and then just come down to select whatever you want to go, and just directly press these two again to go into that menu directly. List again, and then you're back. Okay, I guess that should cover everything for the transmitter. Overall, I give this transmitter 9 out of 10. 1 mark deducted for the length to move in 360 degrees, and maybe it should be available in silver as well. Thank you for watching.